Going live. We are live. Welcome everybody back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from the Snake Pit here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, joined by my co-host Dakota. What up, Dakota?
What's up, baby? I held it down last week in your absence, but I think we got a lot to catch up on. It's been a minute. Oh, I missed you, boy. Let's get this thing going.
Let's do it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock flag and eagle.
Yo.
Y'all are
late.
late.
Yeah, you know, some people have lives. Unlike you,
Just in
I have a
time.
life. Yeah, thank you.
It's 9. Where are you? Dale's chilling. TikTok. 9:03.
We did have a new TikTok come out.
Yeah, did you like that?
Yeah, dude, I was like, wow, man, some game. I still like, I'm like, I need to make some, and then I'm like,
I only
that
had
was
like a
3 weeks
couple.
ago.
I only had a couple of videos of the race,
Oh,
hence
I
why
love
the
the pain clip. where
Yeah,
it's like,
because I was like, I have some
Pain.
photos I could throw in here. I was telling Samantha, I was like, that's kind of an inside joke for our group chat. I was like, I don't know how many people are gonna find this as funny as just our group chat will, but I did it for the group chat.
I thought it was hilarious.
And then
Yeah,
you like
I loved it.
the ending with Dalton,
Yeah,
or I
fucking
mean our one friend who will
whoever that
remain
is.
nameless. Yeah,
Yeah, that which we
yeah,
do not name.
yeah. It was a fun race, dude. I'm bummed
Yeah,
you
man.
missed
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead and just tell me about your whole weekend. Give me the debrief of how it went.
Well, first of all, I'm bummed you missed it.
Yes, same.
You know, I was on Suicide Watch for a minute there.
Dude, when
You know,
Jeremy sent that, I was like, oh my God, what? That text? When Jeremy said that, I was like, no way. I told Felicia, I was like, oh my God, guess what Jeremy just recorded?
Dalton Felicia.
And then for like 10 seconds, I was like, oh my God, who would do something so And then I was like, oh,
He's in a 3 shirt. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then like someone else texted me from another group chat, Dalton's in, and was like, guys, guess what I just heard from a guy at the track?
No
I was like,
way.
And I was like, oh my Lord.
Yeah. I immediately see Jeremy when I pull up because he's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like right underneath N.
Yeah.
In Pearson Tower, where
Yeah.
everybody knows turn 4. And so Jeremy's that's where he works is turn 4.
Yeah.
So the tickets that he hooked me up with, I picked out the seats, and I was like, "This is the perfect seat." We got the very top seat, 2 seats.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, before I walked in, I was
Yeah. It
talking
looked
to
awesome.
Dalton and Cooper, and we're like, all right, into stage 1, we're gonna text each other, see what's up, see where everybody's at, you know, see who has the better seat, this and that, because they were meeting up with like Travis and some other people. But yeah, halfway through stage 1, I couldn't move. Like I was packed in there. Another thing I noticed, some of the dudes that came up and to sit next to me and Samantha, they were, you know, shirtless, overalls, cowboy hat, like party group. And I'm like, all right, these guys are fun, but I was like, I'm trying to watch this race for real. They all pulled out scanners, had the apps on their phone. They were keeping up with the race really well. I was actually really impressed by the crowd. Everybody seemed to like know their shit.
Yeah. It looked good in
Conversation
the
was
pictures you sent.
intelligent. Yeah. But it wasn't just packed. It was like race fans. It seemed like
Right.
people were paying attention to NASCAR. Like they weren't
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? When we go to Talladega, like half the crowd is like, "This is my first race. I've never been to a NASCAR race." Or like, "I haven't been since Jeff Gordon race," you know?
Yeah.
So the crowd was good overall is the point.
Yeah. So how was the race? What'd you see?
I mean, how was the race on TV?
I thought it was great. Several people in different group chats were like, "This is boring. Larson's stinking up the show," and I was like, "What?" Like, yeah, I mean he's leading, but you know this has been pretty good, and you know I thought it was great. And
Hey,
then when those
this
cautions
is your
came out in the
homie
third stage,
from
I
the
was
last
like,
episode.
"What up, Robbie? What up, Big Rob? Dude, what's up, man?"
What's up, man? Sorry I didn't get to meet you in the last episode.
Yeah, welcome. This is your headliner. I was just holding. You missed a banger of a show last week, man. It was
I
so much fun.
rewatched most of it. I did rewatch
Yeah, it
most
was
of it.
so much fun. We had a ton of blasts just making fun of Charles.
Yeah, that's always fun.
But dude, yeah, it was a blast. Yeah, Robbie, new biggest fan.
All right, I'll try to keep up with the comments then while I
Yeah.
just
Oh,
go
yeah,
through
they're
this.
going off.
So while I'm watching the race too, Samantha's also like, I wonder what people at home are thinking, because we know how it is at home when they're cutting commercial breaks. You can only focus on kind of one battle at a
Yeah.
time. You're not really sure what's going on, and it got strung out, which is like normal Darlington. That's the thing.
Right.
So it's just, even my point is, even Samantha knows. She was like, I wonder how people at home are viewing this, because we're watching this and we're watching no cautions, just these long green runs with pit strategy involved, and it's really fun. It's a badass race. Nobody's getting up to go
Yeah.
pee or anything. Like, people are locked in. You didn't see many phones out. It was like people locked in, watching their driver, watching the battles happen, because there were passes. I heard people online were like, man, there was like no good green flag passes. And I was like, dude, at the track,
they can't catch everything on TV.
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
like back there, 15th to 30th, you're gonna see stuff. You're like, whoa, he just hit the wall, and like TV's not gonna catch it.
Exactly. Or when they come back from commercial to break, they're like, here's what you missed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
Dude, I put pineapple on everything. I don't want to hear that.
Pineapple on pizza, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is, it has to, any pizza. It's gonna have pineapple on it.
Sorry, I'm trying to mess with my volume because my
wings, ribs, yes. I honestly I eat wings way more than I do ribs, but I do like ribs. I hate how they get my teeth, but I love wings. But wings also get my teeth and drives me nuts. Yeah, but I like both. Say what up.
Yeah, so it was my birthday weekend. So I went into the race. Me and my wife have a babysitter. Her parents fly in to babysit for us, which is awesome.
Big dog shit.
I'm only an hour and a half from the track, so we can just drive out there day of. But I was like, damn, I'm gonna like spend some money,
Fuck, it's your birthday.
Yeah, exactly. And we get there, and I didn't know this, but it was the 75th Southern 500.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, I gotta get some merch now. And Samantha was like egging it on. She was not helping. She was like, yeah, get both shirts. I was like, oh. So yeah, I ended up dropping way too much money, but I got like 4 new shirts or something like that. Wings are better than ribs. Wings are not better than ribs. Wings are only better than ribs if you haven't had the best ribs in the entire world.
I think they're more accessible.
They're way more accessible. Like if I'm gonna put something on the grill, I would probably rather do wings because I trust myself to not fuck that up as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like ribs have to be done right, like a brisket. Like if they're done properly, you can have shit ribs and they're not very good. Wings, it's kind of hard to fuck up. You can fuck them up, but like it's way harder to fuck up wings. You can go to Hooters and get solid ass wings.
Yeah,
you're not going to Hooters to get ribs. Like, let's be real. Anyway, thank you for the happy birthdays. It is my birthday today. I'm here celebrating my birthday with all you fine people. Papa Good wings for lunch. Papa Good ribs for dinner. Yeah, that's a great way to put it, actually. Wings are more of a dinner. I mean, you can do both, whatever. But it is true. Wings are cheaper, easier, and faster. Yeah, what up? Hey, Dalton. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Meg Bat. What's up, Meg? Yeah, dude, last week was popping off. We had all kinds of crazy shit going on over here. But definitely getting the females in the chat. We are pro love and in the female.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of those. So,
yeah, so you're welcome here.
So
no, women are safe here.
Women are safe here. We promise.
Like on tires.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want them to feel safe. But yeah, man, dude, the race was awesome. There was great battles up front, tires burning off. It was awesome to see. And Larson probably led 2/3 of the race. But then at the end, when the caution flew and you saw the back half of the field pit, it was like, like this is about to get juicy. And then there was a cut that brought more yellows, and guys were just flopping up. The whole top 10 just flipped on its head in like the last 30 laps. And that caution came out at the perfect time because it was like 50 to go. So we had it wasn't like it was like 10 to go, and like you had one stop. We had like 50 laps of drama.
Right.
And not saying like that saved the race, but I thought the race was fair enough. The Southern 500 being an amazing crown jewel, a Southern delicacy, is like this is what it is. It's a long way to go. You can't just have wrecks and carnage and tire drama on the first stage. Like you got to get there first.
Yeah, no, it was great, and we earned it. What up? Happy birthday! Thank you, thank you. All right, man. Comments are going off.
You want to,
Make a wish to Dalton.
she might be interested.
Yeah, no, it was great, man. It was really enjoyable race. It was a lot of fun to watch live in person. It was a bummer that you couldn't be there. I know me and you have gone for a while together now, quite a few years.
This is the first one I missed in like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. So
I think like I've grown to love the Southern 500. I blame the Olympics. God damn it! Honestly, blame the fucking Olympics.
yeah, exactly. I get it. Well, and that's the thing. I was complaining to like Andy and Poole because I was like, you sons of bitches, you're not really from South Carolina, because you're not going to the Southern 500. But for you, I'm like, well, that is Atlanta's the closer track for you. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
it's the reason I'm not going to Atlanta and why I went to the Southern 500.
Yeah, they're back to back.
If I had roles reversed with you, I would have gone to Atlanta and not the Southern 500. So I do get it. It sucks that they're back to back because they're such great.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Man.
I forgot. Oh, it was Dalton at Darlington when we were hanging out before we went in the track. I liked what Dalton had to say. He said, Daytona, it moves back to 4th of July.
Ooh, like it.
And Atlanta becomes the cutoff for the playoffs.
I'm okay with it.
Because Atlanta has been crazy.
But then Darlington kicking it off, I still wouldn't be able to go to both.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah, okay. So, it doesn't solve your problem.
But as a race fan, moving from Labor Day,
as a race fan, though, that would be a pretty sweet little mix-up, just to.
Yeah. No, I'm totally down with that. I think it was cool. Which like next year, I'm trying to kind of already like entertain of like how I'm gonna do it. Is because Atlanta's in like June, and then Darlington's Labor Day weekend, and so I'm like, yeah, we could probably go back to normal activities.
Yeah,
I figured out.
Yeah, and they moved Darlington off Mother's Day, which I'm like, oh, thank God, I've been asking them for this forever. Yeah. And they move it right to my daughter's birthday.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's time for our first race.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm just not gonna ever go to the other Darlington race, unfortunately. I used to, but not anymore, it seems. So we'll see. Yeah, the fact that we're gonna be doing Bristol this close, kind of after Darlington and Atlanta.
You know what's funny?
I'm like, that's already pushing it for me.
Oh yeah, it's funny. We're like, yeah, it's a lot. It's too much. And then I was like, yeah, Atlanta, whatever. Like, because it was like Darlington, Bristol, Dago. We did the last 2 years. Was like, God damn, we're crazy. Then this year, I was like, babe, I'm not going to Darlington. So I'm going to Atlanta, Bristol, Dago.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I was like, at least Atlanta's like, it's not a whole ass weekend, I mean, it is, but it's like I'm home, But then Bristol and Dago are
those
still
are closer for
apart,
you.
And I'm like,
so it does make it makes more sense. Like Atlanta and Dago for me are a stretch. Dago especially.
Yeah, I drive Atlanta just as far as the grocery store, so it's the same thing. Oh, she's loving the show.
Yeah. Hey. You need to come to Atlanta and Bristol. Yeah.
Well, we'll be at Bristol.
I will be at Bristol. I'm sure
that'll be our last together race of the year. We got boots on the ground at a lot of races.
Yeah, you know what we do actually. Bristol is closest track to me. Yeah, that is sweet. But I love that Darlington's the closest track to me too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and I mean Atlanta is a banger. Like all these Southeast tracks now have been badass, and I'm loving it. Because we live close to all these tracks, we're enjoying.
Man, moving to Myrtle Beach was such a cool move for you.
It was such a cool move. I love it, and I definitely want to go back to Daytona soon. Once these prices come down again, that's definitely something that's going to be back on my radar in the future.
I could be interested. Maybe like
in the future, like all I'm saying is when prices calm down a little bit, right?
Yeah, everyone
back to how they were like 3 years ago when
tensions are high.
Tensions are high, but eventually I think we'll start going back to Daytona. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'd love to go back for the summer race, to be honest.
Really
It's so
random,
clutch.
but would you rather have the year Scotty Scheffler had and win 62 million, or have the year that John Rahm had win nothing but make 218 million?
I'll
Okay,
pick John
interesting
Rahm all day.
golf. Yeah, golf question. Okay.
I'll do John Rahm. John Rahm.
Yeah. I'm going Rahm too because come on, dude. Look at the difference in that money. You can't say no. I get
He
that
tripled
Scotty's
it.
crushing it. I totally understand, like,
So
from a
hot.
competitive aspect, that's badass what he's doing, but also from a competitive aspect, he's doing it not necessarily against all the best golfers in the world because a lot of them aren't competing in these PGA tournaments now because of Live. So he's not going up against DeChambeau. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. I love
Yeah.
Scotty. I love what he's doing, but like he's not going up against DeChambeau every
Well, I
single
saw he
round.
made $250,000 while he was in jail.
Yeah,
He made $3
sick.
million every time he played, and his average game was 4.5 hours. So he made $3.5 million in 4 hours every weekend.
And that's still not as much as Rom.
No,
That's the craziest part.
I was talking about like the breakdown. Like every putt was $8,000 or something.
That's sick. That's sick. Anyway, thanks for the golf question. I'm glad that we could actually answer that.
I've
We had
played
like educational answers on that one that I felt pretty good. Jesus Saves, we got the Ty Gibbs fan in the chat.
Hey, speaking of Jesus, go check out the colleagues episode 2 of their little docu-series, and you might see some Jesus action in
Wait, what are you
Talladega.
talking about?
The clip, you didn't see it?
Oh, the mullet thing. Oh, yeah,
mullet
that's
thing.
right. That's right. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
We're everywhere, baby.
Damn it. You like my shirt?
I can't really see it. Stand up for us.
It's like a throwback.
Oh, is it one of your new ones?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. What's it? Oh, 500. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, that's sick. What car is it?
And on the back, it has all the winners.
Oh, badass, you little slut. I should have hit you up and been like, get me something.
Yeah.
Damn. Cool. Yeah, Darlington always has like cool track merch. Every race, I'm like, hey, after this hauler, I want to slide by the Atlanta hauler and just take a peek. And I'm like, fucking, what the fuck? I was like, get this crap out of here, dude. It's like 50-year-old at the local public pool dad shirts.
Yeah, exactly. So I go to the RCR hauler because that's immediately, and Samantha's like, all right when we get in, I know, we're going to the RCR hauler because it's my birthday weekend and I'm about to drop some money at the RCR hauler. Let's be honest. Austin Dillon just got to win. I'm going there ready. So I pull up and I'm like, all right, here we go. This is my time to shine. I see the Austin Dillon Richmond win shirt, and I immediately get soft. Like inside me.
Oh. Are you like, oh,
like
darn.
Cold pool jumped in on a cold day, kind of, that's
hey, he still got the win, dude.
No, I love that he got the win. I'm just saying, like, that was how I felt when I walked up and saw that the t-shirt that they made for the win.
Oh,
because
it
I was
sucked?
like, it sucked, dude. It was literally the worst color gray. It's like
I feel like they make shift like we got to print these out now,
Yeah,
and they just
right,
throw
right.
it on a bullshit shirt.
So I'm waiting for
and
them to
print
come
them
out with a good one.
It's like that light gray wash.
No, dude,
and
it
it's
was even worse. It
cheap.
was like a dark gray. It was a gross dark gray.
Yeah, because it's cheap. It's like some cheap,
super
basic
cheap,
shirt
super
they got.
Yeah,
And they mass printed them in the back RCR.
and it's
or something.
literally just like a Photoshop picture of him, like,
yeah.
Sorry, I can't lift this arm. I like fucking sprained my shoulder.
Oh Lord, out
playing
for
with
weeks.
my daughter. Yeah, 33 now, dude. That's what happens. Anyway, it's just the worst shirt. Nothing on the back. I was like, I hate this so much. And I look around and I'm like, anything decent here I already own.
You and all the other 3 fans.
Yeah. All the 5 of us we're looking at each other again. We're like, this shit again, right, brother? Yeah.
Well, the Kyle merch was probably sick.
He always has better merch.
They have badass 8 merch.
There was an Austin Dillon shirt I considered, but I just didn't like. It was black and camo. It was pretty cool. It's his camo scheme. But I just didn't like the front. It just said Austin Dillon and camo, and I was like, that's kind of. If it just had the 3 in the corner, like how your shirt looks right there, I would have bought it for sure.
Oh, for sure.
So anyway, I get like a Dale Earnhardt shirt. It's lying around here somewhere from the like Legacy hauler or whatever. I'll rock that probably to the Bristol race, and then I got a couple Darlington 75th Southern 500 shirts, because honestly, that was the coolest merch there, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds sick. Hopefully they have some of that shit this weekend at Atlanta. Boots on the ground.
Felt the same way when Denny Dover shirt came out. It was Chase Elliott blue. It made me feel sick. Yeah, man, it sucks. So hopefully they come out with something cool. Maybe I can get a die cast of it. We'll see. Who knows?
Well, dude, we got to the end of this race, and I swear to God, I had no idea who's gonna win, and I just for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been the biggest Kyle Busch fan. I have been screaming. I mean, Reddick for sure, but I've been
Reddick
screaming
was
at
in,
TV.
yeah.
Well, I've been screaming at TV for Reddick for Busch to win one of these fucking races.
Right, yeah.
He's been so close. The last 3 weeks, I've been jumping up and down in my living room, yelling at my TV, go Kyle, fucking screaming. And it was oh, so close yet again, man. It's been a bummer because he didn't make it. He didn't get the win. Buckwheat's back in the show. We got him back. What up, baby?
Got him back.
But I've been such a huge Kyle Busch fan the last couple weeks. So I was rooting for him, for Luna, wanting him to do good. And there at the end of the race, when he did that move into one on the restart and came out third, past Seabell, I was like, holy shit.
You know what was really cool right before this happened? Samantha brought this thing. I forgot what it's called. It's like binoculars, but it's like monocular. Like it's one.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So it's just one. So you can she brought it in her backpack. And she was like, hey, do you want to use this? Because it was getting heated and the restart was coming. I was like, actually, yeah, that's a great idea. And as this was happening, I wish I would have
pirate stuff.
I wish I would have got a photo. I had it out, dude. And I zoomed in on his car. Yeah, that's exactly how I looked right there. That's how I looked. And I'm zoomed in on his car. And I watched this happen, zoomed the fuck in. I was like, this is incredible. So it was awesome. I got to watch it in a very badass setting. And I had a scanner on. So I was listening also.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, man, I was rooting for Kyle hard. And it's not there depression. So, well, that was the thing. I've just found out Meg fucking don't like me. Is that Tyler Reddick didn't get the championship till right at the last 20 laps. That the regular season championship battle was going like this the whole time. Tyler Reddick only won it by 1 point. So I was biting my nails the whole time, and Reddick was just dropping like a rock all the way back to 20th at one point. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
See, and that would be cooler in the sense that you got to watch it from home and you got
to I would have never even really known.
I was able to keep up with it sometimes because I'd go to the MRN scanner just to because sometimes they update you with shit like that. But I didn't get to follow that as closely as you did.
Under yellow, Reddick would be like, hey, so where are we at? And then he was he was in 12th at one time, and he's like, well, with him in the lead, we're 2 out. And he's they're like, so you need to pass 2 cars. And then he lost spots, and he was sick or something.
Right.
Kept losing spots, and I was just pissing it away. Because I was going to be pissed if Larson won the regular season championship with missing a race. I was going to be, y'all are embarrassing. Y'all are fucking pathetic. But he got it done, and then I really thought Busch was going to get him on them fresh tires, but they equalized. And how about Briscoe, dude? Stepped up to the plate and hit a fucking home run. I don't think anybody can be mad with the Briscoe win. I'm happy as a old school Stuart Haas fan that I always just wanted Stuart Haas to get one more win. I thought it'd be at a plate race or a super speedway.
Right.
But I'm just I wanted to see that organization get one more farewell win. And at the Southern 500, what a night. It's cool for them. Good for that team on their way out. Chase Briscoe's in the playoffs, knocks out Buescher. Bubba was out on points. Martin Truex wrecking on lap 2. What the fuck's going on over there? Yeah, it was wild. It was a wild, juicy night. Great race, and it made for lots of excitement.
Yeah, I mean, the end was crazy, man. It would have been a perfect race, just perfect, if Kyle Busch had got to him on the last lap, coming around turn 4, and they're dooring each other, not wrecking each other, not anything crazy, just slamming into each other's side, and Kyle Busch just noses him out to get into the playoffs to keep his streak alive. That would have been just perfect. But the way that it played out was honestly, I know Dalton was feeling pain, but it was a great race, and it was a lot of fun to watch those guys battle.
Yeah, Yeah, man, it was so like you could tell they were letting it all fucking hang out there at the end. Like, I mean, who had tires, who didn't. They were like balls to the wall. You could tell Kyle Busch was gunning. And
Reddick's
you could
throwing up
tell
and
Chase
shit.
Briscoe was looking there. Yeah, and that was funny is he was like, I'm like throwing up and shit in my pants. And they were like, literally like, okay, buddy, we're gonna get you some medicine. And then like after the race, they're like, so you're throwing up and shitting yourself? He was like, no, they were just joshing. It was like I literally was like,
he turns around and they're like, Reddick, what's that brown stain going out of the back
yeah.
of your fire suit?
Yeah, I was like, I think he was throwing up and shitting himself.
That's part of the fire suit paint scheme.
Yeah, it's actually part of this blue and yellow scheme, which I hated that car. I hated that fucking scheme.
Yeah.
Maybe it looked better in person. I don't know. But dude, Chase Briscoe's in playoffs.
I didn't hate the scheme, honestly. I don't know. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on it.
Well,
I didn't
with
hate
the
it.
black hood with the 3D images, why wasn't the car black?
Yeah,
why wasn't the hood blue?
I think upper deck maybe it's like the
maybe they're colors, but the yellow and blue was like did not go together, and then the red number. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know. I didn't hate it on the track. When I was picking out schemes I liked,
I like that 14 is black. You know, usually it was blue and white. It was black and white.
I was just gonna say that 14 actually was one of the best ones, so that was kind of cool. Interesting though, you know, a Larson dominated race. I think people kind of tuned out because they were like, well, here you go, just gonna watch Larson walk away with it. Lo and behold, tire wear actually matters. And pit strategy matters at Darlington. Man, I'm glad that I think at home they conveyed what was happening there at the end before that last wreck, that Austin Dillon was making he was moving up to the front.
He was up to like 10th or 8th.
I kept texting y'all. I was like, dude, I know no one's probably watching him on TV because he keeps going to the back.
I saw him on the
every time he
leaderboard.
pits, he's getting sent to the back. But every time he's getting sent to the back, I'm watching him pass like 6 cars before something happens. So the whole race I'm watching him, and I'm like, dude, he's making a move. So it was a lot of fun. It just sucked, of course, the way that it ended. I'm like, of course. Samantha right before that too was like, you've never seen him win in person. And I'm like, I'm not going to either because something's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, I've never been to Austin Dillon one either.
I know. It's just crazy that it was in Texas and I wasn't there.
Oh, I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's like the one I didn't go to, and I just will never forgive myself for that. Marks the first time since 2012 that Kyle Busch would end up missing the playoffs.
Isn't that wild?
Exactly. That is unfortunate, honestly.
Yeah, I hate it. Like, I want to see him do it, and then I really hope he wins one of these next 10 races. Like, I really hope he can get a win.
I know you probably think that there's no validity to it, but do you think Kyle Busch is leaving RCR?
Dude, do you want to throw that to the end segment or throw that in?
Okay, yeah, we can talk about it at the end.
We'll do hot gossip, but we need to get talking about these playoffs.
There's some hot goss. Yeah, do you want to rate this? You want to rate this?
Let's rate this race and then jump into playoff talk.
Okay, let me.
I wrote it down when we were coming up going live, and I gave Daytona a 9.0. I gave Darlington Southern 500 a 9.1.
Okay, hold on.
Oh Jesus.
9.1.
Yes.
I'm gonna give this a 9.3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that because it was so good, or because you were also there? Gets a bump.
It definitely gets a bump because I'm there. It always will. Yeah, it always will. Darlington for me is always going to get bumps. Sorry, if I'm at a race and it's a good race, it's going to get a little bit of bump. But here's the thing, too. I was at the Coke 600, and that's the lowest rated race I have of the whole year because of how they handle that. And if I wasn't there, I would not have rated it so low, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always a bump just because I'm there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I got a couple 9s up in here. It's funny. I gave Darlington 1 a 9.1 as well.
Dude, he was at Daytona 500 2018.
Oh,
man. I would have been... I remember watching it at home, and it was just amazing. When Kyle missed the playoffs in 2012, he led the most laps in half of the last 10 races of that year. What a weird stat to know. 8.3, way too low. My DraftKings account.
Damn.
Says the race was a 10.
Meg's out here dropping facts, and that's where Charles is like, oh, yeah, mark my words. Take it to the bank.
Yeah, Meg sounds like a dude, if I'm
No,
gonna be
she's cool as
honest.
shit. Apparently, she's pretty much the only reason Charles is like has any confidence. She's
Oh.
Charles, bud. Yeah,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah. That's what you missed last week. She was in Charles'
I
ear.
missed a lot, man.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, great race. Glad I got to be there and watch it. Another amazing Southern 500 in the books, as always. Shots fired. I'm not sure for what or at what point, but I'm sure. Okay, you want to talk about the playoffs?
Yeah, man. So Briscoe wins his way in. Who would have guessed like Daytona? I was like, man, it's gonna be crazy. I think we're gonna get a new winner. But it was kind of like, will we? And then Harrison Burton. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. Hold on a second, I got playoff split up. What the hell? Oh, this shows on. Oh, it's showing playoffs now. My bad. I got confused. Harrison Burton wins his way in. Crazy. Then Chase Briscoe comes out and puts a fucking mud stomping at the end of the Southern 500, becomes a crown jewel winner, and is in the playoffs. And you're just like, holy shit! Look at the guys that are out. Like
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, the 17, the 23. The
Yeah.
34 showed some speed at super speedways.
I think Busher
some
being
big
out.
hitters.
I think Busher being out's
Yeah.
the biggest travesty, man. That's bad.
And
I
you look
know.
back at it, dude. Look at that Kansas race when
And what was the other
Larson
one?
beat him at the line. The Darlington won when him and Reddick got into it in 3 and 4 and put him in the wall, and Brad won. Which the only reason Brad won was because they got in the wall like that.
Yeah.
And then I saw today on Twitter, the only reason Logano is in is because Austin Cindric spun with 2 to go at Nashville. Remember that whole crazy 5 restarts?
Damn.
You
Yeah.
remember that? Well, Denny Hamlin was cruising. He led like the last 60 laps, cruising to win. Austin Cindric just like spins down the backstretch and saves it. They throw the yellow immediately. And then there's like 5 restarts, and Joey Logano wins out from 15th.
Yeah, Joey's been struggling all season, man.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, wow. Like if you look at how some of the races impacted all the way down to here, you're like, what the fuck?
Do you think it's Denny's year?
Always. It's always Denny's year. I'm still rooting for Denny, man. I think I like the confidence and speed with Denny, but they've been at a rough patch last couple weeks or months. And I think that whole TRD point penalty is going to come back to bite them.
I have more faith in Reddick at this point than Denny.
Boy, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying?
It's just a fact, too. I don't care. This is just, I think when you look
they're so hot right now.
Yeah, man. Reddick is looking real hot. And 2311 is a serious team. But they're serious about winning.
And now they can throw all their eggs into that 45 basket, like all the attention.
I wonder if they'll ever get a third car.
So, yeah, dude, you made me laugh. It's crazy thinking about how some of these races played out and how some people missed. Kyle Busch at Atlanta won. Charles Hunter's. What else is new? Amount of races Martin should. I know Martin should have. Martin squeaked in. I mean, I was really nervous that he was going to miss the playoffs when he wrecked at Darlington, but I was so happy he at least held in for his last year being in the playoffs. I wanted that. I still want him to get a win on his farewell tour. Biggest upset who didn't make playoffs. I think Kyle Busch upsets me the most. They didn't really show a lot of performance till the last month, maybe since the Olympic break.
Since the break,
but look back at Atlanta when the 3-wide finish when he lost by a nose.
That's a good point.
Daniel Suarez is the only way Daniel Suarez is in the playoffs is because of that race. Where's he been the rest of the year?
Yep.
And Kyle Busch is out now, and he lost that race by a nose.
Yeah, and that one hurts just because of it kills the streak. This guy's a legend. He's maybe the best active driver still, or like the veteran. Because Martin Truex Jr. is done after this season. So that one hurts. But for me, it's definitely still Chris Buescher. I'm just like, dude, that guy, at one point in the season, he was like one of the hottest drivers. It's crazy.
Yeah, they had a hot streak there in like middle spring.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like that team. So it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I do like RFK. I like what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a bunch of big upsets, and it takes a bunch of potential big horses out of competition. Bubba's the best performer that didn't make it. I am. And Bubba had some signs.
I think
Uh,
Bubba had the best
They
equipment that
fumbled.
didn't make it.
Yes, they fumbled. They fumbled the ball. I think they had plenty of time. He had a huge lead, like in the middle of the summer. I think Bubba
I mean,
had
he started this race on the
He started
pole.
the race on the pole. Like
It's
that
the
was
race
a
you
big
have
flex.
to win.
That was a big flex. I was like, like they came to play.
It's the race you have to
And
win to get in, and I
I
have
think
to
they
assume his
miscued there.
equipment was good.
When they made that stop where people back half of the field pit, Bubba should have pit right there. Like, why wouldn't you rather be on offense than defense?
Yeah, that's a
Bubba
good
should have
point.
made it. Yeah, I mean, if he should have made it, he should have won a race.
He would have been in. Yeah,
That's the way I see it. And
I think he has really good equipment. You see what Tyler Reddick's doing. We're talking about Tyler Reddick as a real threat to win a championship this year. I think a safe bet at a certain point to win a championship this year. So, I mean, he's got the equipment. You know, it's not like he's in an RCR car.
I've literally never, as a newer 45 fan, I haven't said one lick word of talking shit. But if F45 wins a championship as me signing on my first tour, I'm gonna talk a lot of shit. Charles talks shit out of his ass about Chase Elliott, and he's a Denny Hamlin fan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's fair. If he actually wins the championship this year, that'll be sick.
Yeah, I'll be like,
you know, I'll talk a lot of shit though too, because I'll be like, "You're a spoiled bitch. You just
he's
fucking back into all these wins.
bandwagon.
You don't earn it. You don't.
Oh, you know what's cool? I found my
life.
I found my RCR 3 cheese shirt.
Oh, nice.
With Reddick, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Just in time for throwback weekend, and it was cool. I meant to wear it tonight, but it was in the dirty clothes. But yeah, man, these playoffs, let's pull them up. Fucking, it is gonna be crazy. Martin Truex is a 16th seed, is like, ooh, and then they're going into a super speedway immediately. Atlanta's gonna be a huge fucking wild card, like wilder than ever right now, because you could be up here in like 4th, 5th, 3rd. You get in a wreck in the first stage, and you're going to be out going to Kansas. You know,
well, especially if
Ty Gibbs, he's in.
Especially if with what we saw in the last Atlanta,
Yeah,
Daniel Suarez won that race,
right? Yeah.
So
what if Daniel Suarez goes back to back, wins his way into the second round? It'd be crazy.
It's like a Daytona now, where anything can happen at this.
And I think if you're at the back half of these playoffs, you have to be on offense. You have to go to Atlanta going, we're going to win. We're going to win this race. So Ty Gibbs, 15th seed, his first playoff appearance in his second season. Harrison Burton, a swan song for Wood Brothers in his final Cup race season. Chase Briscoe, SHR, final farewell. They get a team in the playoffs. At least they have something to fucking send all the cars home to. Alex Bowman, hot gossip there. Will he have a career going forward? Who knows? Those little interviews sounded super sketchy.
Yeah.
Those ones I sent in the group chat. Yep. He was like, I still have a ride.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know. My boss said I do, and that's the best I can go with.
I don't know why people are saying these things.
I was like, well, why has your boss not told us that then?
All I heard was like, hey, you don't say that. That's all I heard. He's in the playoffs with the Chicago Street win. Daniel Suarez, that win forever ago at this track we're going to. He has always been good here. Last summer race when William Byron won this rain shortened race, fucking Suarez was like second or third. I'll be there, about to start driving down for me. What up, boy? Oh yeah, David's coming down this weekend.
What?
Yeah, he's going to the race, but not with us. It's a whole story. It's silly. Austin Cindric, he got that win at Gateway and the two cars. Penske, he's fast at these super speedways. If they pull their head out of their ass, they could totally. Damn it! I love you. They could totally.
I would. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. He's good at these super speedway races.
Yeah, I have more confidence.
He's not wrecking the 34.
Am I delayed for you?
No, you weren't, but you started reacting late, so I was like stopping.
I feel like I'm delayed for you. Anyway, I have more confidence in Cindric than Logano. If you're going to ask me about the Penske cars,
dude, and Logano, he gets that random win at Nashville. He won the All-Star race, I guess, and I mean they've just kind of been nowhere. I mean, he snuck up in the top 10 there late with all this crazy chaos at the end, but I need to see more. And I could totally see Logano walking off and winning Atlanta. Doing that shit where you're like, man, Logano, they better step it up, and then boom, they're in the second round.
I can tell you, I saw Austin pass Joey Logano multiple times at Darlington.
Nice. Brad K,
That
he's
felt
super
good.
good at these races. I think they need to really put all their fucking chips in this basket and give Brad everything he needs because I think it's going to be. I mean, Bristol and Atlanta should be really good for him.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have speed at Kansas, but
Yep.
some of these races are going to be hard for them. I
Well,
want to see
dude,
how far he can make it.
he has Atlanta and Bristol for this one, especially Atlanta. I think that's his best chance. And then if he does make it to the next round, he has Kansas, Talladega, and Charlotte. I mean,
Yeah,
Talladega alone for Brad K, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely one that I'm like, I could see sneaking in a
I
couple
can see him
rounds.
I could see him giving a dogfight to go to round 8.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Um,
there are tracks laid out for him to get there.
bro, Chase Elliott. I
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck's
I
going
don't
on
know.
over there. He was last like the whole Southern 500. I don't know if they were testing. Hell, he's won at Atlanta, the new Atlanta. I could totally see him taking his Toys for Tots kids car to fucking Victory Lane or whatever. But they got to start making some noise, or they're going to be out of here. I don't know what's going on over there. Would love to see a first round exit by Chase Elliott.
Did you see this?
What?
This is even
Even the-
number year where Logano is
Ooh,
expected to be in
yeah.
the final
That's
four
something me
for
and Justin
every
always
even
talk
numbered
about.
year.
Joey
Yeah, there's
Logano
some.
is in the playoffs every other year
Yeah,
or Final Four. Oh, dude, if he makes around 8, you might as well take it to the bank.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, Chase Elliott, man, that's a tough one to pin down this year
Yeah.
because I'm like, what has Chase Elliott done this year? And then people pull up the stats and they're like, well, he's actually the most consistent best driver of all time ever to live. And I'm like, well, shit, I don't know then. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on over there. Hendrick is live streaming Kyle saying his special word if he wins. Oh.
Uh, okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on.
So, Denny Hamlin 6 seed. They've had a little end of summer lull. I expect them to get their shit back together and go back to victory lane several times in these playoffs. These rounds shape up good for Denny. I mean, maybe the Roval and Dega he'll be good at, but I expect Denny to be a strong final 8 contender. Blaney, never count him out. I could totally see him winning Atlanta. I could see him winning Bristol. I could see him winning the Roval or Dega. I could see him winning Martinsville. If they keep their shit together, they're definitely be round of 8 and definitely be contenders. So when we get down to the final 4 picks at the end of this is like I got like 6 guys and I don't know which 4 to pick.
Yeah,
William
for sure.
Byron. I think the Pied Piper snake in the grass. If people are counting out the 24, like what's he been doing? I think they have just been putting their beer in the freezer, letting it get cold, and they're about to open that bitch when these playoffs start. I expect 24 to go on a fucking tear. He won the second Atlanta race last year due to rain. I expect 24 to wake up and win one of these first round races.
This is a good one. So Penske has won the last 2 championships with 2 different drivers. What are the odds Cindric wins the Cup and Penske wins 3 straight with 3 different drivers? I'd love it. It's hilarious. I'm not a Penske fan, but come on, that's like
I think it would be awesome.
Right. That's crazy. That would be insane. That'd be hilarious.
No, I seen one. It was like oh god, what was it? It was like Ty Gibbs wins Talladega, makes it around to 8, and wins Martinsville and makes it to or does something, wins Martinsville and goes to Phoenix, wins the championship, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you're like, you would just be like, what the fuck just happened? Winning is a fever dream I hope I never have. She's hilarious, dude. Yeah, and then 3rd seed Tyler Reddick. Mr. Summer consistency. I hope they keep it going. I mean, he's been stringing together top 10s and top 5s.
He's a fan favorite, I think.
Champion. I'm rooting for him. I hope
People
he gets it done. I think who the fuck you got to watch out for is Christopher fucking Bell, dude.
The 20 for sure.
Christopher Bell. When they are fast, they are lights out fucking fast. He's good at Super Speedway races. He's good at almost all the tracks. He's won at Martinsville, won at the Roval. He's good at Super Speedways, Kansas, Bristol, you name it.
If I'm being honest, of the top like favorite picks right now, I think I'd like to see Bell win the most. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, if Bell wins it, I'm like, yeah.
That would be really cool. I understand you wanting the 45 to win the most, obviously.
If Bell won, though, I'd totally be okay with it.
You'd be right. You'd be like, dude, that's kind of sick. That fucking Christopher
good
Bell
for him. And then redemption off his brake failure last year or something.
Yeah.
And they're strong, dude. But when they're a little off, they're kind of off. That's my only problem. Is they're all like, 4 out of 5 times they're fast. But when they're off, they're kind of like running 15th or 20th, and you're like, what's going on with Bell? Larson, Kyle fucking Larson.
Imagine Cedric winning a cup before Denny.
Oh my God. Yeah. See, you start going down some rabbit holes where you're like, whoa.
Yeah, nice guy. Bell would be nice. Yeah.
Did just build anticipation is all part of his plan. Yeah. So Kyle Larson, I think, has the biggest thing to lose here. He's Kyle fucking Larson. I think he is a Final Four contender always. I could also see like Larson wrecks in Atlanta and goes into Kansas and gets a flat to blows the motor or something. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
I will say, for the year that Kyle Larson decides to call himself the best driver in the world,
yeah,
like to win, if he could win the championship, that would really back up that claim a lot.
Yeah, no,
and Kyle like,
Larson, I'll be like, well, he's goddamn Kyle Larson.
He has a lot of good points for why he's the best in the world. If he doesn't, if he gets knocked out too early or something, people are gonna pull up that quote and be like, "Oh, look, best driver, huh?"
And you know what I see here when I feel like it never gets talked about ever is Kyle Larson's your 1 seed plus 35. He's got a little cushion. That's all due to, I mean, he has some wins, but stage wins. He has a shit ton of stage wins. Yeah. And nobody talks about how much that applies to your going into the playoffs.
Well, I think they do it on purpose. I think his team's really smart, you know?
Yeah. I don't know why people don't talk about it, but like he's got such a big cushion. He's got some wins, got stage wins, but all these other like Truex has like 2 or 3 stage wins, and he's negative.
Cliff Daniels is just a smart ass dude. He thinks of this shit, you know.
Yeah, but if I'm
gonna give you a bunch of extra points by just racking up stage wins.
If you had to let's make Final Four predictions, and then let's make your champion prediction.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so if you had to make a 4, take them.
Take 4 right now. I'm taking Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell. You know what? I'm just gonna go straight down. Top 4. Tyler Reddick and Willie B.
Oh, and I like it.
Blaney and Hamlin are not making the cut.
And you know, that's the thing is I want Denny to make Final Four, but I could totally see him missing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see bad luck or some curse, or I see them 10 points coming back to haunt him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he misses it out at like Martinsville by like 2 points, and you're like, wow, if he had this playoff.
And Blaney honestly has to get hot. If he doesn't get hot, then he's
that's the thing.
Last year he got super hot.
If he doesn't get hot, he's
So I'm just based off like consistency and what I've been seeing lately. I mean, the top 4 makes sense to me.
So my Final Four, I'm Larson. And then I have this little weird odd feeling that like Larson has some bad luck. So I also am like, ugh. I think Larson, I take the 45, Mr. Consistency. I take the 11 to Denny Hamlin because goddamn Denny's just fucking good. He's all in this year, he says. He's a good guy, great guy. It's a toss up to me with the 20 and 24.
You gotta pick one.
I know, but goddamn, that 20 is strong. He's good at a lot of these races, but when that 24, this fucking Hendricks, man, they don't fuck around. They both made the Final Four last year, but when it comes to me, it comes to the round of 8. It comes to who's better at Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville. Guess who's won at all 3 of those tracks?
Who?
Christopher Bell.
Well, yeah,
guess who's won at all the other, or guess who's also won at them? William Byron.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Bell's.
Yeah, I was like William, but they both won at them. Well, so that's true, but I'm taking Christopher Bell in the pressure cooker situation. Time to step up. I'm taking the 20. 3 Toyotas and a Chevy.
So who'd you say? You said Denny,
Larson. 5, 45, 11, 20.
Okay, got it.
So we both have the 5 and 45 and 20. I took 11 over 24.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Who's your champ?
God, Jesus.
It's okay. Is it who you want to see win or who you think is gonna win?
Who I think's gonna win or who I want to see?
Okay, you can say both.
Okay. Who man.
Okay, I'll say mine. Who I think is gonna win is Kyle Larson. I think he is.
Okay.
He is him. He needs another championship. He wants to be considered a GOAT. You know, he wants people to remember Kyle Larson with Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty and Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch, you know, he wants his name up there with those names. He's going to need to start clicking off these championships. And I know it's a lot more difficult nowadays than it used to be, but it's just what he's going to have to do if he wants his name up there. So time to start now. That's who I think is going to win. Who I'd like to see win is Christopher Bell. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, literally. I think you're right there. I am going to go a little different. And who I think is going to win the championship is going to be the 20 car of Christopher Bell. I think the 20 car is going to take her home because he's really strong that round of 8 and he's fucking lights out at Phoenix. And if they get there, they're not going to make that same mistake twice. Who I want to see win, I'm not even going to go with the homer. I want to see Denny Hamlin finally get this monkey off his back, and I want fucking Denny Hamlin to win a championship.
Yeah, those are all fair. I actually don't ever want Denny to win a championship because I think it's kind of funny that he hasn't won. Personally, I don't ever want him to win. I always want that to be something people can throw in his face and him not have something back. And I know Charles is like commenting right now so much.
I want Denny to win. I've chosen him like the last 3 seasons.
I know you have, and I get it. I totally understand. It makes perfect sense why people want him to win.
I'm worried that Denny wins it eventually and is like, motherfuckers,
annoying as shit.
Yeah, and you're like, oh god damn it.
That's what I mean. It's the one thing that you can be like, yeah, well, guess you didn't win, and then he has nothing back. So that's my only concern.
Yeah, but we'll see, man.
Don't worry.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. We get down to this thing and we're like, Austin Cindric, fucking Ty Gibbs, the 45 and the 12. What?
Low key funny.
I'm worried like we're gonna see a wild round of 4 we never expected.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, this has been a great season.
A 9, 6, 22, and 45. And you're like, huh?
I know we're about to wrap it up just real quick. I just wanted to go over the fact that
we got
the regular season's over. Richmond 9.9, Atlanta 9.8, Kansas 9.7, Daytona 9.3, Darlington 9.2. Oh, 9.3 also for Southern 500. Bristol 9. I mean, this is insane, dude. The numbers this year for our regular season has been.
Atlanta 1 is my highest, 9.2. I got a 9.0.
I mean, Richmond, I gave a 9.9. We know why, but
oh no, Kansas 4. I finished as my highest. Never mind. 9.4. Darlington 1.91. There's a couple of gaps in here, and then I got Daytona 9.0, Darlington 2.90. Yeah, we're definitely up,
we
bro.
have, dude. Yeah,
what a great season!
Nuts. So
been a great. That's why I said today in the group chat. Like, have y'all thought about how like good this season?
Yeah, as much shit as we talk, which we do talk a lot. Obviously, we're NASCAR fans. You know, good on NASCAR. The car, everything is working really well right now, especially for those 1.5 mile tracks. Like they're killing it. So just like, I love you. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Hot-Goss. I forgot we got to wrap up with that.
And
Kyle Busch.
Well, I was gonna say even with like some of these like random winners, but it also comes down to like everybody's playing by the same rules. So those guys want to race. They're in. Guess what y'all should have done? Want to fucking race. Guess how many y'all pissed away? You know? So I get the teeter-totter effect of, wasted spots. But the Hot-Goss, man, there's some rumor mill that like just when you think this silly seasons are over, there keeps getting rumors spread where you're like, what?
Yeah.
What? And you're like, who? What? And the rumor out that this week, and they're already denying it, but I'm like, why would that even have been brought up?
Yeah.
And would Kyle Busch go to 2311?
So for anyone that didn't see, it was a Reddit post. Apparently somebody was like, hey, I just had lunch with somebody from 2311 who said it's like all but done. The deal's done. Kyle Busch is leaving RCR and going to 2311. And it got spread around, and I was like, well, I know it's just a Reddit rumor thing, but there's some stuff here that you could there's some meat on this bone.
But what if?
And then all of a sudden the post gets deleted. And I was like, okay, that's suspicious as hell, right? I know I'm a conspiracy nut anyway, and I love
they got the cease and desist.
I thought that was a little strange. Let me explain why I think there is some meat on this bone, just logically. Not like, oh, I know some guy that said this. we know Kyle Busch is willing to jump from team to team, right?
At this point, for sure.
He's proven that. We know that he's not very happy with RCR.
Yeah, it was really hot last year, and this year has not been as fun.
And he doesn't seem happy. We know that. Who was interviewing him? Bob, I think, when said something about Kyle said something about like he would be open to offers.
And Richard was like, "Shut the fuck up, dude."
Yeah, that was like a couple months ago. So I'm just saying that kind of makes sense to me. We know 2311 wants a third car, right? They've said as much.
Yeah,
so
they want a third car, and I think the rumor mill was that Riley Herbst was getting a bump up with Monster money, and was going to come to 2311. I haven't heard anyone say anything about that since before summer. Like that was the rumor before summer. And then if you wanted a driver, who are you going to take? Riley Herbst or Kyle Busch?
And in the Reddit post, it said he's going to replace a guy that they were going to bring up. I didn't recognize his name, so I'm not sure who it is. That definitely sounds like Riley Herbst. That's a normal person wouldn't recognize that name.
Right?
So,
right. And if I'm MJ, if I'm MJ and, with Denny, he's like, yeah, dude, he's got 2 championships. He's still got it. Like, we could totally get him in here.
Busch. Michael Jordan
Kurt,
knows who Kyle Busch
Kurt?
is.
Remember Kurt? That's his brother, bro.
Dude, Michael Jordan knows who Kyle Busch is. You know what I mean? You don't even have to explain to Michael Jordan. Hey, MJ, we're looking at 2 drivers right now. All right, what are the 2 options? All right, it's this young guy, Riley Herbst. Okay, maybe he's like an up-and-comer. And then it's this other guy named Kyle fucking Busch. Michael Jordan seems to be
Kyle Busch.
Michael Jordan seems to be taking this shit seriously, dude. He's at like a lot of races now.
They showed him a lot during the race, interviewed him in mid-race, talked to him after the race, and he was like more about it than Denny was. Like
I saw the interview where he said,
"That's my fucking team."
I saw the interview where he said that this was replacing basketball for him.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this is badass.
I was like, Michael Jordan was at NASCAR's replacing basketball for him.
Yeah,
for Michael fucking Jordan.
And him sitting there taking pictures of like Tyler in the car at the championship trophy, like that's my boys. Like I was like, dude, this is awesome.
I had like family sending it to me, and I was like, y'all don't understand. Like MJ's taking this shit seriously, and if he stops focusing all of his energy on Bubba, and I know people will get mad at me for saying this, I was like, he has a championship contending driver right now. Like I know that they're only asking him questions about Bubba, but like Michael Jordan has a team.
Me to talk about Bubba like he's a small child. Like they're like, Reddick, man, he had a great season. He's kicking ass. He's doing exactly what we wanted him to do. That's why we signed him. They're like, Bubba's getting there. He's got a lot of learning to do, and he's each year at a time. He's getting better. And you're like, what?
In reality, 6 to 8 spots are irrelevant. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm talking about the format. I think RCR would have made a comment.
But they didn't.
I don't know. Why would they though? Like, why would they if they're trying to figure out who's going to replace
him? They can't even post on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that there is. Some
I think it could be just gay, lame, fake drama. I also think it could have some validity.
That's what I'm saying. It really could. And
have you seen Bubba race?
I know. Jeremy has said. What'd she say? They could probably tell Busch to crash into a wall less before he joins. Yeah, what?
I've seen Bubba wreck the last like 4 or 5 weeks. Bubba wrecked at Michigan.
Talking about? We're talking about Kyle fucking Busch, a multi-time champion, over 200 wins. Anyway, so we can't compare those two.
Incomparable.
Anyway, Jeremy though mentioned. I mean, when we were driving to Talladega,
he
said Kyle Busch is leaving RCR after this season. He said he's going to the 48, which now is kind of interesting. That
that one I don't find any I don't see any traction there. I think Rick Hendrick is too pinky up for that.
RCR PR is pretty vocal. Yeah,
dude, they have Androids. They can't even fucking work Twitter.
I see what you're saying, but also I think that it benefits them to hold back that information a little bit longer while they try to figure out stuff on the back end.
I could see Denny buying Kyle out of his contract with RCR.
Yeah, and there's some contractual thing there. Yeah. I'm just saying RCR not mentioning anything doesn't.
Oh no, Zen pouches are holding him to his contract. Like what? You know?
The Zen pouches. Oh no.
What is it? Zone 8's
Yeah.
pouches are holding Kyle to it.
It's not like his energy drinks ever come through.
Oh, but man, yeah, I love that gossip. The 48, Alex Bowman leaving Hendricks. That rumor got started, and
That's a fun little goss.
Alex tried shooting that one out, and I was like, "Ugh, dude, I don't like the way he answered those questions. He sounded offended.
The fact that he admitted that he's had to ask,
Yeah, like
Jeff
we're good,
Gordon and
right?
Rick Hendrick.
We're
Yeah.
good, right?
He said my boss. He just kept saying my boss, and I'm like, at this point, who is your boss? Like,
Yeah, well, who's that?
yeah, who are you
Jack
talking
Now?
to? Is it yeah, like who is telling you this stuff? And the fact that you're nervous enough to have to ask them
Yeah, like,
if you
hey,
still have a
hey.
job. You know how many times I
Yeah.
have to ask my boss if I still have a job? Never. Never does that come up. I'm never like, hey, dude, am I gonna get let go? Like, I don't know, man. That's not good. Bowman rumor happens every year.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. It's getting worse
It
though
is
every
fun.
year.
Yeah, like they're getting each year they get more like, well,
because every year he always backs into a couple wins, and we're like, yeah, but he pulls out 3 wins. So like, what are you gonna do? He's not doing that anymore. So
yeah, he won the Chicago street race, I guess. I forget he's in the race half the time.
that's what I mean. He's getting worse. Like he is
But
getting
I
worse.
guess he's got the ally money, but like how strong is that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And I know Andy mentioned that in the group chat because I was like, Ally does sponsor his
Other shit.
I'm pretty sure.
I almost just think the Dale Jr. Berry has rung its last drop, and the Alex Bowman TikToker is running out of sand.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
fun
that whole he's replacing Junior, that shit has gone and sailed, and it's time to fucking put some results on the table, boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Hendrick, so yeah, but look at 3/4 of Hendrick most cars most of the year.
Well,
What do you mean?
Kyle Larson, William Byron,
William Byron. What?
Chase Elliott is goat money. Like you're not gonna leave that gravy train.
Yeah, am I crazy? Like
Chase Elliott is not Alex Bowman is not Chase Elliott.
Alex Bowman's just on the chopping block. He's right above the line. There's a really good
he's
chance.
like right there.
There's a solid chance he doesn't make it to the next round. Chase Elliott's been struggling since like his
I'd love to take a bet that Alex Bowman wrecks at Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean he's clearly the weakest of the teammate on that team, like by far. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, for sure. He is the bottom of the totem pole over there.
They have all been non-existent since spring.
Well, the 24th.
Okay, so what? All right, I'm not gonna get into this. This is crazy. This is crazy talk. What are we talking about here? William Byron, who's 4th in the playoffs. What?
Yeah, I would say he was Final Four last year.
Yeah, come on.
Chase Elliott. It's the merchandise, if anything.
Champion, fan favorite.
He's a champion.
Yeah. I mean, this.
You have 2 champions and Final Four appearance.
And I'm not saying like, yeah, Alex Bowman's in a tough spot. He is on the best team in NASCAR. He is. But that's just a fact. I mean,
it's like in the last 12 months between the 24 and 48, how many wins they have?
He's been the weakest driver on that team for multiple years now. This is not like a new, he'll get multiple wins, but a lot of them he's kind of backed into. Like we can be
Some
honest
guys
here.
pit.
Yeah, we can be honest here. It's like that's why the rumors happen every year, though. It's because he is the weakest on the team. But things are getting worse, is the point, which is why I think these rumors are getting louder. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying as a whole, it's been off this year. Yeah. Well, yes and no. Kyle Larson is currently the leader in the playoffs. So
all I can recommend, Nathan, is that when Truex retires, don't be a 48 fan.
Yeah, you should be a Christopher Bell fan. I don't get why you're not.
I think Nathan would be a badass. I think Christopher Bell's like it would be.
I love Christopher. I'm like, dude, if I would be.
If anything, he needs to say it before he wins his championship.
That's what I'm saying. I would jump on that right now.
I would jump on that. I'd just start buying DeWalt drills.
He's kind of like Martin Truex Jr. Like,
yeah, kind of. He's a little less bad boyish, but.
Well, Martin Truex Jr. hasn't been bad boy in a very long time.
Yeah, but he still like hunts.
Toyota. I mean, I'm just saying it makes perfect sense to me, Nathan.
Bell cuts grass. Nathan, you have a lawnmower
to be a Seabell fan. I'm pulling a chair next year. All right, man. Adios.
All right.
Hope to see you in Atlanta at least. Talladega maybe. All right, well that's gonna do it. It is my birthday.
Shut
I
it
gotta
down. You got
go.
birthday festivities to go attend.
We're gonna go watch scary movies and have fun tonight.
Hey.
All right, that's gonna
it's
do
been
it.
another episode. It was fun. I'll be boots on the ground Atlanta this weekend. Come holler at your boy. The Bang Bus is back, and we're gonna have a rowdy time.
And then in 2 weeks we'll be at Bristol.
We'll send pictures. 2 weeks we'll be at Bristol. Man, the playoffs are here, dude. Another season in the books. Let's get it going.
All right, peace.
Peace.